Hello, I'm going to quickly share with you how to buy tax lien certificates. But first off, let me just explain what a tax lien certificate is. A tax lien certificate is nothing more than a lien on a property for not paying taxes. See, every year, real estate homeowners have a tax lien placed on their real estate. And if the property taxes are paid on time, then that tax lien is removed. If they're not paid in time, then the county will actually allow investors to pay on behalf of the homeowner. And what happens is the winning bidder, obviously these go to auction, and the winning bidder at the public tax lien auction gets a tax lien certificate as proof of the purchase. And as the owner now, if you're the highest bidder, um, the investor has two possible outcomes. Number one, they can get a guaranteed annual return on whatever it is they paid for that tax lien certificate, and that return ranges anywhere from 8% clear up to 25% or even more. The other option or outcome is through foreclosure, they can actually become the owner of the real estate free and clear. And that's ultimately where what everybody tries to do is buy a free and clear property. Now, I'm going to really quickly go over a few things, 10 steps on actually buying a tax lien certificate now that we understand what a tax lien certificate is. The first thing that you're going to want to do is you need to identify your goals. What is it that you're working with? How much money do you have? How much time? What are the different resources that you have available to you? You really need to figure out and identify your goals because it can be very expensive when you invest in tax liens if you're not prepared. The next thing you need to do is you need to identify your investment strategy. Now, what this is basically your strategy. You have two options. Number one is your investment strategy, a quick get an annualized rate of return, or is your investment strategy more of the hey, I want to acquire properties? So depending on your investment strategy, you're going to choose a specific state that actually aligns with your investment strategy because every state is different. And that's step number three. You need to choose the right state that aligns with your investment strategy. Every state has its own annualized rate of return, and it varies anywhere from, like I say, 8% all the way up to 25% and even more. So you really need to determine what is your investment strategy so that you can choose your state. Some states are better in a sense where you have a better opportunity of ending up with the property if that's your goal. So you want to consider the annualized rate of return. The other thing that you might want to consider is the length of the redemption period. There's a certain time frame that the states give you or the actual property owner to redeem that so that they don't lose their home. What is that length? You also need to consider your investment budget. How much do you have to invest? Because these properties are going to cost money and also take your time. Also, consider the date of the auction. Sometimes some states have auctions every month. Other ones, they have them once a year. So, depending on that, you might want to adjust your investment strategy. Consider also the state laws and the different statutes as well. And number four, the right county. You want to choose the right county within the state. Certain counties have a lot more tax certificates than other counties. And so you want to prepare and find out what counties have the highest volume because that's going to give you the best opportunity to find the actual tax lien that you're looking for. And then once you've identified that, Then what you're going to do is you want to get a tax sale list. And for some reason, this seems to be where a lot of people have trouble. And there's actually lots of different ways you can get a tax sale list. Number one, you can obtain it directly from the county. There's a person or individual in charge, usually it's the county treasurer. You can just call them up and say, hey, I would like your most current tax lien listings, and they'll send them to you. You can also grab a newspaper. And then finally, you can also talk to some list brokers out there. There's actually lots of places you can go online to get those. And you're going to find lots of different things. Once you see these listings, you're going to see things like the parcel numbers, you're going to see the owners, you're going to see the legal description, and things like that. It's really going to help you out. Now, once you've obtained that tax sale list through one of those methods, then what you're going to do is you're going to start doing your due diligence. Now, believe it or not, there are some things that you're going to want to do because, again, when you find the right opportunity, the right tax lien, you're going to want to invest in it. And there's also reasons that you need to stay away from certain tax liens that you don't want to bid on. And so the due diligence is really very, very important. Here's a few things that you might want to consider when doing your due diligence. Number one, the whole budget issue. Is it too far out of your budget? Okay, keep that in mind. Number two, the zoning on the property. Number three, if it's improved or if it's unimproved. There's a lot of tax liens out there that you can actually buy that's in the middle of a street somewhere, and it's not of any value. So you've got to do your due diligence. Number four, the assessed dwelling value is at least 70% or less of the gross assessed value. So bottom line is you want these properties to have value. And lastly, you really need to make sure that they're free of any liens or encumbrances to where you've actually got to pay more money now to in order to get the property. So, and then, it's also not a bad idea to actually go out and visually inspect the property because there are also risks in place. And, a couple of the risks just off the top of my head that I can think of is hazardous material. Sometimes you don't know why people are not paying their taxes. Maybe there's some hazardous material that they found on the property, and right now, as it stands, the property is not worth what it would cost to fix up or to take the hazardous material off. And so there are some risks, even though there's very few, and tax liens are very safe. Again, it's the due diligence, and then also knowing the risks that are involved. And then finally, once you've done that, then it's time to purchase. And what you'll need to do is beforehand, you can go down and a lot of these sales, they have a specific process so that if you are the high bidder, they expect certain things to be done a certain way. For example, some auctions, they might want you to have certified funds within 24 hours, very similar to a foreclosure auction. So it's important to know once you do purchase it what you have to do to get the money. So usually it's within 1 day. And then once you own it, you sit back and you wait. You manage your investment. There's not a lot to do. You just sit back and wait, and eventually you profit from it. The money comes in, and if they pay it, great. If they don't, then you actually have the option through foreclosure to end up with a property that's free and clear. Hope this has helped. Good luck. And there is a link right underneath here in the description if you would like to find out a little bit more on how to buy tax lien certificates. Just click on that link right below here in this video.